Welcome to the Mom Founders Table. Pull up a chair and join me every week as I become your thought partner and help you lead to create change. I'm your host, Kelsey Kenry, entrepreneur, millionaire mom of 3, and strategic business coach for established mom entrepreneurs. Every week, you will get tactical guidance to apply to your business, leadership, and life that will help you further your true success while also being invited into a new way of thinking and being that creates true freedom. I'm here to call you out and call you up, so take a seat and let's begin. Welcome back to another episode of the Mom Founders Table. And if I'm being honest with you guys, we created something that nobody's ever done before. We created something that is going to change the game. We are going to change people's lives, and we are going to right the ship in this industry. You may not know this about me, but I am so obsessed with setting the standard of how we care for people, how we show up for people, what coaching and consulting and advising and mentoring should look like, and how it should be built to get people results. And so I want to take you behind the scenes of what the Mom Founders Table Mastermind actually is so that you can listen in. Ideally, you're watching because I'm going to share actually the behind the scenes of what the mastermind looks like with you, as well as some other things. But if you're just listening, that's okay too. But I want you to feel clear, confident, and truly understand that this is the space for you. Okay? And we've had so many questions and so many people wondering, is this the right time? And what I'm seeing in so many of the conversations that I'm having is that women who are mothers, who are running businesses, are in a wild transition state. We are feeling like, what in the world is coming next? I have built something. It's gotten me here. I like these parts. I don't like these parts. I'm burnout, or I'm close to burnout. I want to grow. I feel like 2 different people. I'm feeling bipolar. What do I want, and where am I going, and what does it look like, right? And so people are just sitting in this void. They're sitting in this in between, and it has been a year of transition for people. And so this is built for you. This is built for the woman who is navigating the trenches of motherhood, of business, of leading a team, of wanting to grow, but also wanting to sometimes burn it all down and move to the woods. You have this internal battle, and you need clarity, you need guidance, you need community. And so we see this, right? Me and Brooke, my COO, we're in these conversations with my clients, with our inquiries, in the spaces that we're traveling to. And we're having these conversations with women every single day. And I'm like, we got to fix this. We got to fix this because women need real help and real support, and somebody who cares, and somebody that can get them the results that they want. So let me take you behind the scenes. I'm actually going to screen share the Mom Founders Table Mastermind. What is this? What is this, right? You may have been in a mastermind before. You may have not been in a mastermind before. For those of you that have been in a mastermind before, you've never been in anything like this. I can guarantee that. For those of you that have not been in a mastermind before, this will be a great place for you to start because it's going to really set the bar high for you. But this is an exclusive advisory room for established female founders. So this is not a room for you if you're in your first year. This is a room for women who have the clients, who have at least some sort of team in place, who have established business, who are not necessarily struggling with the startup costs that we all are familiar with, right? So you're in company with other women who have businesses that have been and are currently running. And again, the common thread through this group and through the women that you're going to be around is that you've evolved, is that you have big vision, big dreams, big goals, and also you may be tired, you may be exhausted, you may be mentally struggling with holding it all together. You may be feeling like, I built it this way and I can't build to the next level like this. You may be feeling a lot of guilt around parenting or within your partnership or your marriage, and you're like trying to figure out like that push pull of, I don't want to take my foot off the gas because what I have built is providing for my family. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to make an impact with my work. And also, I want it to feel different, be different, and I need to figure out what that looks like. So you've evolved and you're ready for what's next. And you're tired of sitting in this place of spinning or doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. This is advisory and community, and it's built around your specific business. So the way that we start the mastermind is, once again, this is one of our biggest differentiators, is that we layered. Traditional masterminds are a peer-to-peer connection with usually someone leading them that is also giving input, guidance, advisory, coaching, or a combination of these things. The issue with that is that so many people are giving guidance from ignorance. They're giving guidance from their seat of what they've seen, but without enough information of what your seat is. And so we solve that problem, and we make this a mastermind that feels like a private experience by first starting with my business assessment. This is a robust questionnaire, if you will, so that me and Brooke both know every detail about you and your business before you even start. So that way, when you come to me for guidance, I'm not speaking from a place of, oh, well, what do you have? What's your offer here? What's your marketing look like here? What's your team look like here? I already know. So I'm going to ask you questions and probably ask you some hard questions. I just think that so many people waste so much time by not caring enough up front. So we front load the understanding of your business by asking you to fill out our assessment. And then from that, before you start the mastermind starts in September, we give you an analysis of your business. So we look through your assessment and we identify where you're leaving money on the table, what your blind spots are, what you need to let go of, where your priorities should be, where things are, falling off the tracks. We give you just this very clear picture of what needs to happen and how it needs to happen. Because for us, this was built for you to give you results. And so in order to do that, I want to give you very clear direction that is based on your business. So assessment, analysis, and then you get to take action. And this can all transpire before you even start in September. Within the mastermind itself, the way that we have structured this is we have 2 advisory calls a month. The cool thing about our advisory calls is you get to actually submit anything that you want to say, talk about, problem, goal, things you need insights on. You get to submit that ahead of time. You don't have to, but it gives people the opportunity. I have found that in a lot of group spaces, sometimes people are afraid to speak up. Sometimes, there are people who are louder, people who are less loud. And so we really wanted to even the playing field, if you will, and give everybody a chance to make sure that they're getting advisory for what they need. And so while you don't have to submit the form before our advisory calls, it is an option that is there for you so that you're always getting the guidance that you need. And again, that guidance is personalized to you. I think that we all have so much to learn from each other, and I could be talking to Susie Q over here about her business, and you're going to take insights from that. And then I can go talk to Jenny over here, and you're going to get some insights from that. But at the end of the day, you still want the insights directly for your business. So I don't want you to just get golden nuggets and piece them together. I want you to have direct guidance and golden nuggets, right? So we have 2 advisory calls a month. Between the advisory calls, we're offering co-working sessions with my COO, Brooke. This is an opportunity for you to come in and for you to co-work alongside other women. This is an opportunity to have space on your calendar where you're actually implementing your CEO time that you keep ignoring on your calendar. It's an opportunity to ask other women in the room questions if you want to. It's an opportunity to come in and work silently if you want to. It's really your space, and this is totally optional. But this was another thing that we saw is like sometimes people come in and you feel excited about implementing some sort of change, but then you're like, oh man, where am I going to do this, right? The other thing that we're doing is we're doing quarterly progress reviews. So in order for us to make sure that you're getting results, we need to know exactly what things look like. And so the way that we're doing this is we have a form that you're filling out every quarter to where we are tracking your progress and then giving you priorities based upon your progress. Once again, this is the private layer, right? So you have the assessment. You have direction from the assessment. Then every quarter, we're reassessing and saying, okay, so now that you're here, now that this is done, we'll do this, right? Then we have Telegram access between calls. If you're not familiar with Telegram, Telegram is my like voice text app. It's essentially you have me and Brooke in your back pocket. So that way, if you're like, this just happened with a team member, what should I do? I'm having a hard day. I want to celebrate this. Hey, I have a question for the group and I'm wondering, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this offer, this marketing thing, this hire? Does anybody know anybody that does this? It's just a place for you to tap in for any and all things where you have me, Brooke, and the rest of the group. Something really great that we created that has been tried and tested by my private clients is the KelseyGPT. So this is love or hate AI. It's here and people are using it. And so we built a GPT that has all of my trained, it has all the classes I've ever taught, my methodologies, my way of thinking, the way I respond, methods, frameworks, ideology, my book, like everything is in there. And my private client said it has been incredible, especially because Telegram requires you waiting on an answer from me. This is immediate for you. So it definitely scratches that instant gratification itch for you. In addition to this, one of the most important things for transformation that I have seen in my 15 years of coaching and consulting is getting people together in person. Virtual stuff is amazing. It will absolutely change your life when you're in the right rooms with the right people and have the right guidance. And we need to be in person with people. I want to pull you away from your day to day so you can see things differently, so you can get a bird's eye view of what's going on, so you can hug people, so that you can cry, so that you can laugh, so that you can be a human outside of all your responsibilities. So of course, my retreats that I've been running for many years, we had to include one of those for you because just the retreat itself will change your life. In addition to that, we have another in-person opportunity. If you haven't seen, we have been running dinner and workshops called City Girls, and it is exactly that. It is a dinner that is exclusive to 20 women at the table. So it is intentionally intimate for connection. And then a half-day workshop the next day to where we mastermind and dive into your business. And it is really incredible, again, to be able to connect in person, to be able to workshop, to be able to walk through problems, to be able to get valuable perspective from people. And that has been really, really, we've gotten some incredible feedback from those. So we, of course, had to include those. And we have 2 of those left, one in Atlanta in October, one in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, in December. And this is new news, but as of the day that I am recording this, we closed on our house and are officially Texas homeowners. So we are going to be moving to Texas in August, finally, after months of waiting. And December City Girls is going to be at my house, which feels so special. We bought ourselves a nice little compound. I got a separate office for myself so I can have my VIP days there. It has always just been my dream. I just love to just be with my people and hug my people and be in person. It's so magical. So I digress. City Girls, you get a ticket to either Atlanta or come hang out at my house. And then we also are bringing in some quarterly calls from experts. So for these expert calls, a lot of times, if you've been in a mastermind that does these, they'll bring in whoever. For us, I was like, I want to know what they want. And so we're going to be actually polling you guys to see who are the experts you actually want to hear from. Because I think a lot of times people will think like, okay, bring in a marketing expert, bring in a finance expert, and we can totally do that. But sometimes, like, I would love to bring in like a hormone and peptide specialist. I know just the lady, she's amazing. And so I think that really just coming back to the emphasis around this room is you stepping in, saying, this is where I am, this is where I want to go, and us designing the roadmap to get you there. This is for you. This is built for you. As far as your advisors within the mastermind, I assume since you're listening to my podcast, you know who I am, but maybe it's your first time listening to my podcast. You're like, what is this mastermind? Who is this lady? And what is she talking about? So a quick introduction. My name is Kelsey Kenrai. I can bet you $5 million you didn't know how to say my last name, but it is Ken like the doll, Rye like the bread. I am a mom of 3. I am currently living in Florida, but moving back to Texas where I am from. I have been in Florida for 23 years. So we have been in transition over here. I have been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I have built multiple businesses across multiple industries, and I have worked with hundreds and thousands of women at this point through coaching, through consulting, through advising in my many years. And those women have fallen across so many different industries. I've worked with women. I've worked with studio owners, practice owners, chiropractors, dental associations. I've worked with gym owners, studio owners, wellness clinic owners, chiropractors, PTs, online business owners. I've worked with med spas. I've worked with agency owners. I've worked with communication firms. I've worked with coaches and consultants. I have worked with podcast agency owners. I have worked with many, many interior designers. You name it, I've been inside that business. I've worked with people with teams of 2 to 200. I have worked with women who have struggled and been on the edge of burnout and depression. I have seen it all, and I rebuilt my entire life from rock bottom after being arrested 3 times. I am a best-selling author and plan to write another book. So let's keep that in our pockets as well. Maybe we'll add a book event to our mastermind as well. But I built this room because there wasn't one like it. I've been in masterminds. I've had, private coaches. I have been around a long time and there was nothing like this. And so that's why I built it. Your other advisor within this group is my right hand, literally the reason why I am alive. My girl, Brooke, she is my COO, and she's co-facilitating with me. She is all things operations, systems, optimization, just really will help you get your shit together, honestly. I mean, I attribute so much of my success to having her behind the scenes of my business, and she is just an incredible human, also a mom, and she just really knows how to get into the nitty-gritty with you. Okay, so the next thing that I want to share is actually behind the scenes of what our little hub looks like. So speaking of how amazing Brooke is, she built us out this little hub so that nobody is ever lost or confused, because we've all been parts of groups that were like, where am I going and what am I doing and where is this and where is that? And so we wanted to get in front of that. And so this is our little hub that you get access to. When you sign up, you'll see our little welcome right up front here, a note from me. We have our complete schedule in here, the welcome party, the advisory calls, the co-working calls, the link for those calls, as well as links to add those to your calendar so you can get them all scheduled in there. We also, if you have to miss a call, we'll put all of the call replays in here. So if you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make all of these, that is okay. We want you there live for sure. And also sometimes life happens, right? So we will put the replays in here for you. This page is our quick links. So we have everything here for you to where you can find it easy. We have our business assessment. We have the reservation for your City Girls seat. We have our Telegram group for you to join. We have the add to calendar for the welcome party call. So one of the cool things that we're doing is with the welcome party call, another thing that I didn't like in groups that I've been in is like, you show up and it's just like, hi, I'm in this room with all these people that I don't know. So I was like, let's introduce them all together. Let's have them chat and everybody can say, I'm so-and-so, I'm from here. This is what I do. This is why I want to join this group. And so everybody comes in and kind of has that knowing by the time we start our advisory calls. The mastermind portal, which is where this is right now. The welcome packet, which explains everything in detail about communications, how we talk, where we talk, standards, all the things. Again, just to provide you complete clarity of anything that you need for the mastermind, where to contact, who to contact, all the things and how to use the things. The link to the GPT, which is the AI version of me that you can access at any time. A link to review any of your assets. So we have clients that want our eyes on things. They want us to look at a sales page. They want us to look at an email to a team member. They want us to look at a new offer. They want us to look at a job description. There are so many things that we will review and give feedback on. And so we have a link for you to submit those as well. There's also a link to submit your coaching questions. So if you want to submit before the advisory call to make sure your question's answered, or say you're not going to be there, but you still want your question answered, or if you're somebody who's quiet, again, you don't have to submit beforehand, but this just makes it easy to make sure we're talking through exactly what you need. Then we have our quarterly planning and review form. So this is your little mini assessment that we do every quarter just to make sure that you feel clear and confident and on track. Next, we have our community, which is the Telegram channel. Again, this is our little group chat, if you will, and the link for that, how to best use it, the hours. You can send stuff in there at any point and any time. If it's 2 a.m. and you're having a hard time or you have a great idea and you want to pop it in there, that's great. I will not be in there at that time. But I have in here that I respond Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm typically in there 2 to 3 times within those days. And anytime that I have something else going on that I'm not going to be in there, I always let you know. So that way you have me in your back pocket and you're going to hear from me within 24 hours during those hours. Then we kind of have our standards here of like, this is what we want to see from you, because at the end of the day, our goal is to provide you clarity, direction, a roadmap for where you're going, and relief, right? Of knowing that you're not in this alone. And so we need your participation for that. So these are our standards that what we really want to see for you to get the best results possible, because this mastermind was built for results. It wasn't built for just like cool vibes. There's lots of cool vibes. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to have new best friends. You're going to build your network. You're going to do business together. You're going to make more money. You're going to do all of that. And I want you to get results for yourself. And then additional questions and support. So my team email here in case you need something further. So that is all built out for you. Once again, just to make you feel like, hey, this is your space. Everything that you need is in this space for you to access at any time. So that is inside our hub. Then if you are watching the video, you can see this. If you're not watching the video, that's okay too. I just have a ton of testimonials to share. I purposely pulled screenshots rather than me just typing them, because I know sometimes people will not be honest about client results. And so I pulled actual words from clients. So we have a client here who hit 2 million in revenue. And she said it took her 5.5 years to make the first million and 1.5 years to make the second million. And so we are collapsing time. And the best part about her story is not only has she been able to earn more, because she's also had multiple $100,000 months, she did this while bringing 2 new babies into the world and taking off full maternity leaves, which I think is the most impressive part. Then we have another client testimonial that she matched her profits working about half the hours, which is, I don't want you guys working all the time. I want you guys to be able to live, right? It should be both. All of our members inside the mastermind, again, your progress is tracked. Your questions are always answered. I know that sometimes some of us have been a part of groups where we feel like we get lost in the group, where we feel like maybe there's generic answers, where we feel like you're just kind of a fly on the wall. And I don't ever want anyone to feel like that, which is why we've just given you so many different avenues to ask questions, to to show up, to talk to each other, to talk to me, to talk to Brooke. It's just there's multiple avenues for you to plug in, and then as well as all the private layer added into things. And so we have a couple testimonials here of just women expressing gratitude, not just for the changes that they've seen in their business, but the changes they've seen within themselves, right? And so one of these clients saying that, I helped her uncover things that she didn't see herself, right? So identifying those blind spots. Another one saying that she's a completely different mom, wife, leader, CEO, and more. And that I've been a major part of a lot of the change and shifts, and thanking me for that. So for me, I care deeply about you and your results. And this is why it is structured that way. And this is why I've always advised this way. A few more client testimonials here. A client that was doing her business review and total revenue was up while working less hours, taking 2 months off for maternity leave, putting so many things in a new perspective. I've become a better leader, CEO, partner, and the best mom. And your stories the other day, business coach is too small a title for me. I do not call myself a business coach. I do have a life coaching certification. I have 15 years of building and scaling businesses across all industries. And so the combination of those things is pretty unmatched, if you ask me. And another testimonial of a client who made an additional $100,000 without adding any hours to her plate. So lots of things for you guys to see and think about here. The testimonials are real. These, again, are screenshots from people. And the investment for the mastermind, you have 2 different tracks. So everything that I've talked about today is included in our regular advisory track, which is $2,500 a month. If you wanted to upgrade to VIP and also get one-to-one calls with me every quarter, as well as a systems audit with Brooke, where she could look at your CRM, your project management, any of your systems, and tell you how to make them more efficient, to optimize, get you some hours back, clean up any clogs that you are seeing, any issues that you're seeing, get her eyes on those things. That is included with the VIP, which is $3,500 a month. So you have 2 different options there. And we are beginning in September. And that is the best time to start because we have literally the whole back half of the year. The energy always shifts in September because we're coming out of like summer and like chill vibes and vacationing and all the things. And it's like, okay, I'm ready to get my shit together. And so that is why we are starting in September. So you have September, October, November, December, to really accelerate your results, to really get the relief that you need, to get the guidance that you need. We have a few more client testimonials here, $40,000 added to income, 3 referrals and a speaking opportunity. Seriously cannot believe how much I have evolved in the last 6 months. I came to Kelsey with a heart exploding with ideas, gibberish, and momentum. She sat me down and helped me bring my overflows of ideas to life. She listened, offered me space, while using skillful implementation and taking immediate action. Something that likely would have taken me a month to organize took her 20 minutes. And so this is when you have the right person in your corner, it really does make a difference. There's another testimonial on here that is quite long if you are watching the video, but basically she says, I've worked with so many coaches before, and honestly, so many of them just repeat the same advice: raise your prices, do this, do that. But working with Kelsey has been a completely different experience. She doesn't just give you a checklist. She walks beside you with a roadmap and the kind of emotional support that every business owner secretly craves but rarely receives. She understands the fear, the self-doubt, and the pressure we carry, and she meets you there with compassion and clarity. What sets Kelsey apart is her ability to create a safe, judgment-free space where I could finally unpack the deeper why. Why do I keep falling into the same patterns? Why am I holding myself back? Why haven't I fully stepped into the success I know is possible? With her guidance, I didn't just find answers, I found freedom. My time spent with Kelsey was nothing short of transformational. Stepping away from the constant grind of the business gave me the chance to breathe, to reflect, and to remember why I started this journey in the first place. She helped me re-fall in love with my business and reconnect with my purpose on a soul deep level. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't just thinking about what I do. I was envisioning what I truly want my business to be and how I can serve my clients in an even more powerful way. Kelsey's gift is rare. She has an extraordinary ability to draw out what's very deep inside of you, the vision, the truth, and the potential you almost forget was there. So, man, it's hard to read that without crying. I am so grateful for all of these women that I have gotten the opportunity to work with. So what happens now, right? So you're listening to this. I've given you the ins and outs of everything. You have some options. The first option is send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or wherever we're connected and send me your questions. If you have questions, if you're like, I think I want this, but I'm not sure it's for me. There are literally no stupid questions. And I don't want you to block your own blessings and not join because you aren't sure. So that's option one. Option two is you go ahead and you click the link, you fill out the application. We look through your application and you can join, right? So we will put the link to the page below. I will also say too, that if you come directly to me and we have a conversation and we're going back and forth and I ask you some questions and you get your questions answered, you do not have to fill out the application. The application is there for anyone that doesn't come directly to me. So those are your two tracks. If you want to go ahead and click the link and go to the page and fill out an application, go for it. Applications, we are wanting to close them on August 14th so we can get everybody's business assessments done for our welcome party call on the 26th. And your other option is to just go ahead and send me a message. Be like, I listened to the podcast about the mastermind. I'm interested. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. Is this the right spot for me? Right? So don't let, again, not knowing be the reason why you don't join, because this will absolutely change your life. So thank you guys so much for listening, for being here. I knew that I needed to record an episode specifically about the mastermind because, again, I am so excited about what has been created here. And I'm so excited for the results that are going to come and for the connection and the clarity. So thank you guys again for listening and being a listener of the Mom Founders Table, and we will talk to you guys next week.